your smart TV. Submit your own content on info@millenniumnews24.com. Download the Millennium News 24 app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Stay tuned with Millennium TV and Millennium News 24 for the latest updates.
Welcome back to our show. It's the way with a new episode. A question comes: why we should follow Quran and how we know that the sources of Islam is true. We all know that there is something, we know it, like a lot of people, or like years ago, the Christians or the popes, they changed the Bible. So question, like maybe some people will ask, why that's also like could be in Quran, right? And that's why today I prepared something, and with no guest. There's no guest today. We were just going to talk about this in an academic way. So first of all, I just want to tell you that there's something in Islam, because the scholars, they want to protect the sources since the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he told the companions to write down the Quran. After this, and after Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, death, the companions, they wrote the Quran. But the problem is, nobody gathered the Quran in one book. Papers here, papers there, verse here, verse there. Got it? And the point is, many companions, they memorized the Quran. They memorized the Quran. But because there was a wars in that time, a lot of companions who memorized the whole Quran, they died. That's why the leader, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, was the caliph in that time. He decided that he want to gather the Quran in one book, and this process started in that time. But there was conditions. First of all, in Islam, because before getting continue that, in Islam, ladies and gentlemen, the Arabs, there's no, let me say, like mathematics processing just to gather and confirm the theories. In Islam, the point is, I will do my best and all my power to make sure that what you said is right. That's the mindset. The mindset when I want to hear the hadith or a Prophet Muhammad upon him is sentence, any hadith, any story of Prophet Muhammad upon him, I have to just confirm, check. So in this case, the people there, the scholars, since the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and after his death, they were traveling hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, just to make sure from one sentence, literally one sentence. The companions, they were, if for example, the companions, also the Sahaba, Prophet Muhammad upon his companions, they did the same. After his death, they did the same. But the point is, why all that? Because in that time, they knew that the liars existed, and they tried and they did their best. Governments, occupiers, a lot of people, they did their best to change the Quran and to change to add or delete ayahs, to add and delete verses, to add hadith or add sentences from Prophet Muhammad upon him. They meant to do that, and they tried to do that. طيب, how we will make sure that they didn't success? That's the point. The point is the mindset of Islam. The mindset of Islam is the scholars. Okay, you told me that this hadith from Prophet Muhammad, this sentence, Prophet Muhammad said it. I'm gonna ask you, who told you that? 100% you didn't see Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, because he died. So who told you that? And who are you? Who are you literally? From which tribe you are? From which family you are? What is your name? What's your father's name? Where do you live? And who told you? Your teacher. Who is your teacher? He told me, okay, my teacher is let me say, my teacher is Bara. My teacher is Hashim. I'm gonna tell you, where is Hashim right now? Okay, we're talking now, we're in USA. We're in United States of America. You're gonna tell me, my teacher is in Africa. Okay, there was no technology. You know what I will do? I'm gonna go and travel. I'm gonna, like, on the sea, like on the camel. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna, like, go alone on my feet, just walking, just to go to Africa. I don't care. It's one hadith. I have to know, that's my duty as a scholar, that this man said the truth. I'm gonna go to Africa and I'm gonna check. He said this. Okay, that's very good. I'm gonna add to his teacher and ask him, does this man, or did you tell this man this hadith, this sentence? The answer is yes. That's very good. Now the next one, who told you that? And I'm gonna follow this and follow this. And if he died, I'm gonna ask the students and the families, and I'm gonna go check. Literally, I'm gonna spend. Maybe I'm gonna travel to from Africa to Asia, to from Africa, for example, from Al-Andalus, from Spain, and they did that. They did that from Spain to Iraq. Then they will go to Mecca. They will do all this just to make sure from a hadith, from one sentence. طيب, a story came. A man, he was checking. A man, he was checking. So he was close to this man. He's just looking at him, and he in his pot, he's trying. There is a horse, the horse. He's just out of control. So this man, or this, let me say, like, this scholar, he is trying to bring the horse to him so he can catch him. He's showing his pot, and in the pot there's nothing, but he's lying on this horse to let the horse come to him, and he succeeds. But the point is, when this man was checking, he saw him like this, like doing this. He went to him. He said, I'm not gonna take any hadith from you, any sentence from you. You know, you are a liar on the horse. He said, like, but it's a horse. I'm not lying on Prophet Muhammad. It's just a horse. He said, if you lie to your horse. In this case, that will be maybe on Prophet Muhammad. How do I know? Cancel. Out. Salam alaikum. So that's the point. Type now again. This is what I'm saying. I'm just telling you some rules. Some rules. So when I told you last episode with my guests, I told you go to Sahih Bukhari, go to the Hadith, go to the books of Hadith. You're gonna tell me how do I know that that's Prophet Muhammad said that? I'm not gonna tell you just believe in those books. No, I'm telling you this is the way. And let's go to break. Oh, we have a break. I'm sorry. Let's go to break, then we'll go back.
Viewers in America and around the world, this is Noor Tofadar from Millennium News 24 Studio, New York City. We need your help and support. Last 12 years, we run the network ourselves, our finance, our everything, our members, our crew. We run the network 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now everything is dry out. We need a help from you, whatever you can, $1, $5 or $10, by QR code or by credit card. Our Facebook, our social media, Millennium News 24, or our website, millenniumnews24.com. Please help us. Thank you.
Welcome back. The point now, when we were talking about the rules. Another thing happened, okay, that I'm gonna go and search about this man, but I didn't find him. The sentence and the hadith, this is story about talking about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I'm gonna put this in weak sentences, weak saying. Why? Because I'm not sure. There's a man, maybe he's a liar. This maybe, even if it's 10%, that's why the scholars, they organized Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him's book, or Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him's sentences, sayings, speech in a books of the powerful hadith, the powerful speech, which is, I'm talking about, it's true 100%. Then we have this is a good, let me say, from a good sources, from a good people, but it's not as strong as true or Sahih books, which is now in this case, that's Hasan, that's number 2. And then we have number 3, which is weak hadith, or just, that's in this case, I'm not sure. Number 3. And there is another book which maybe even the professors in America, in Harvard, in the university, they found this process that I'm telling you, a magnificent process to check and make sure that this information is right. The fourth, in this case, the fourth evidence, or the fourth book, which is the liars, the lies and the liars. We will put all this together to make sure, okay, this man is a liar. This man is a liar, and this story, it's fake. When you see all this now in this case, how I'm gonna make sure that Quran is not like this? Because the Quran, each verse, each letter, a group of people. I'm gonna ask a group of people, and just like me, there's a group of people who's asking too. A group of people, he's asking a group of people. That's impossible to gather all their words on a lie. It's impossible. Because one of them in Sham, one of them in America, one of them here, one of them there. There is no connection to all of them. And it's hundreds, thousands of people. And I'm not alone. Also, I have hundreds and thousands of people. All of us were asking and checking. And we have a body. We're making sure. And plus, we have evidence. We have also people who memorize Quran. Okay, in front of us, I knew him, and I know this man, and he will check with me, and he will check with this man. This is very complicated process to gather the Quran and make sure each letter we're stopping on it. And after this collection, when we collected all the book, all Quran, you know what's the point? After all this, they burned every single book except the book that they gathered and they collected. They burned it, all of the books. And they copy this book to 7 books. And then so on and so on in a specific way, in academic, according to the truth and according to the evidence. This is the summary of all this. Okay? So I'm blessed. I'd all see like all those informations going to hadith. This man, he said this hadith or this sentence or this speech from Prophet Muhammad, who his teacher, when he died, this man, when he was born, I'm gonna check, okay, the same, is it impossible? Where did he live? Where did this man live? Did they meet? Did they speak together? Or just they are shaking their hands and that's it? And that's it. No. What's happened? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna ask the teacher. I didn't find the teacher. I'm gonna find the people around him, the students. Okay? And going, and that even if I found one letter extra or like minus of all this, why? And I will travel. Even for one letter, I'm gonna travel. That's the mindset of scholars. When I tell you all this and all this process all together, that's why now I can tell you 100%, because I know that Al-Bukhari, which is the man, his name is Muhammad Al-Bukhari, okay? When he collected and when he wrote the book, Sahih Al-Bukhari, when he wrote the book and full of Prophet Muhammad upon him's sayings, each time he was praying to Allah and making sure that what he's saying, like every single hadith, he was praying after the hadith. Every single time. After the hadith, he's gonna go and do wudu, wash his hands, wash his face, and pray to Allah, that this hadith, after all his searching, the same process, which is also what I said is just a summary. Okay, please God, just guide me, and that's the right way. 18 years he searched. 18 years he tried. He's traveled 18 years just to write this book, one book. And if there's the same hadith, same sentence, Prophet Muhammad said it, there's 2 people, I'm gonna write it 2 times. And I'm gonna check this way and this way. This man is teacher and this man is teacher. It's very complicated. That's why when we say that, I'm gonna let you, and you can go and search all this way, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way is unique. It's not a simple way. It's not like just opening Google and find, okay, what is this? No, it's a traveling. You know what is the meaning of traveling? Traveling, I'm talking 100 years ago, 100 years, 1,000 years ago, 1,200 years ago. What does that mean? There's a thieves on the way in the desert. Maybe there's no water. Maybe I'm gonna die. How many miles I will walk? Except the animals, except the money, my job. I'm gonna leave my job. What about my job? I'm gonna starving on the way. Do you see, like, the government that support this? They supported this, or Islamic government supported this? No. The opposite. They were doing this because they believe that this is their duty. That's their duty. Not just going and tell the people, okay, that's it, and I'm sitting on the sofa. Of course, no. That's not the way of having all the sources of Sharia, sources of Islam. A lot of people, they died. Some of them, they lost. Some of them, he lost his leg on the way because it was cold. Some of them, he died on the way. That's why, first of all, from this story, the first thing that I want you to just to know that we have to learn. We have to learn. And now the information is, we can have it fast. And we can, because the scholars before us, even in mathematics, even in science, they tried, and they really did their best. So we can got this easily. So in this case, what we have is just read. So my advice is not just going just to say and post things, depending on Google, depending on AI, without checking. Because what I found is, if you didn't check from many sources in academic way, in this case, maybe you don't mean that, but in this case, we're just posting a lies, and we don't know that, or a false informations. That's a quick episode to mention that, inshallah. Hopefully, we have a guest, very important episode next week. This is Bara from Middle East. Welcome back in our show again, and thank you. We have millions of viewers, so I'm so glad to have this. We have, like, this month over 6.5 over 9 millions. Thanks so much for all this supporting. Hopefully I'll see you next week, next Thursday, Millennium News 24. This is Bara Sibai. I'll see you. Hello viewers, this is Bara from Middle East. Welcome to our show with The Way with Bara. We bring here this platform Middle Eastern life culture, politics and the global village. I will be with you every Thursday, 1 p.m. live TV. Also podcasts, all iOS and Android devices, all smart TV Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and Apple TV. Globally, Horizon Satellite and our website, MillenniumNewsTV24.com, MillenniumNews24.com, all social media platforms, Millennium News. I will see you there.